Right, morning folks, Honda's here. Welcome to day 2 of the Coast to Coast. It's raining, it's been very heavy. We're heading from Cleator all the way over to Borrowdale today. Borrowdale is officially the wettest place in the whole of England, so that doesn't bode well. As you can see, I've done the wet weather gear, but I'm just hoping the really heavy stuff keeps off for a couple of hours. I think we've got about 10 hours on the road today. It's going to be a very tough day. I'll see you later. We can see visibility on the tops. That's not even particularly high up, but visibility is going to be absolutely zero. So we're going to definitely be sticking to the lower routes today, which is a bit of a shame. But safety first, I reckon. Oh dear, we're only 5 minutes in. Look at the state of this footpath. Whew. Right, just reached the outskirts of Ennerdale Bridge. This is ideally where I would have been starting from today. It's already 11:15. It has basically peed it down the whole way round that very first footpath. I had to wade up, so the water was in over my shoes. Yeah, the water was in over my shoes within 10 minutes of leaving the hotel this morning. So I got wet socks. I've also got very expensive socks on, so it'll be interesting to see how the feet cope. I'm hoping that once I get round to Black Sail, which is apparently the most remote youth hostel in the whole of the UK. So that's a long way yet, but apparently you can you get a bit of shelter there. All my stuff is packed in dry bags, so I've got a clean and dry change of everything. But it's a case of finding somewhere out the rain to get changed. On we go. Now, believe it or not, that is actually a mountain over there. I can't see how high or which one it is because that is the cloud. The cloud is almost right down to the bottom of the mountain. We're heading into more of that weather. You can see in front of me though, this is our first taste of the Lake District proper. I'm just approaching Lake Ennerdale. Well, in fact, just Ennerdale, or Ennerdale water. And there we go. That's a better view of the lake. That's the northern shoreline. We're going to be going that way. But look at those mountains there and look at the cloud. Absolutely classic Lake District weather. Reminds me of all of my summer holidays as a kid. Well, whisper it quietly, but the rain is just eased off ever so slightly in the last 10 minutes or so. Still very eerie though up in the mountains. Spooky mountains with all that mist going on. Okay. We've finished Ennerdale. That's now back in the distance over there. Rain's holding off now, but I am pretty wet through. I've just taken my pack off. I'm not sure if it's sweat or water, but pretty grim. In terms of where we're at, let's come to this sign. So there's a youth hostel just 175 yards up the track here. Not sure if anything will be open. It'd be lovely to get a cup of tea, maybe a biscuit or a cake or something, but we'll see. Black Sail was where I was planning on maybe changing my clothes if it's looking like the rain will hold off. I know that they have an honesty box there, so somewhere you can make yourself a cup of tea and maybe grab a biscuit or something. But that's still over 3 miles away, so that would be another good hour and a bit. The path's now climbing again quite steeply, so it's hard going and still quite a few hours to go. Going to be struggling to get to the hotel before darkness at this rate, which is a bit of a concern. But well, we're not going to get there if I stand here yapping, so let's get moving. That's the River Liza down there. That runs all the way down empties into Ennerdale. I've just basically been following that for the last hour and a half, gradually climbing through almost sort of the cloud line now. Just believe it or not, actually walked past some other walkers. I reckon I've seen less than a dozen people all day today. Really mad dogs and Englishmen type stuff. Gosh, it's hard work now. This valley has just been going on and on and on. Absolutely interminable. Getting bored now, if I'm honest. Now, I'm hoping that that building in the near distance is going to be this Black Sail youth hostel. You're certainly right about it being a little bit remote. I wonder how they get their supplies up there.
It's dry, isn't it? Do you want some? Yeah, go on. try that and see what that's like. I did put that slip on earlier.
So, just made myself a nice cup of coffee in the Honesty Cafe. There's quite a few weary wet walkers in here, and quite good crack. Never has a pair of dry socks felt so welcome. So, just left the Black Sail Hostel and feeling a lot happier about life. Got amazing what a dry t-shirt and a dry pair of socks can do to lift morale. You can see though, this is quite remote now, and it's a steady climb for another hour, so I think this is very hard going, tough, very steep mountain path, only about a third of the way up, maybe half at best. I'm really pleased to see some other walkers ahead of me on the trail though. I was beginning to get a little bit nervous, particularly as it looks so grey at the top, but I'm going to try and tag along with those guys just for a bit of safety in numbers, I think. This is one of the toughest climbs I've ever done. That is sweat pouring off me, that's not rainwater. It's absolutely terrifying though. You can see behind me, you can't see anything back down the valley. I think I'm nearly at the top, but I need to get the guidebook out and find out which way to go next, I think. Well, that's it. I made it to the top. Can't see anything at all, no views. I'm not even sure what I'm at the top of, but I've been very grateful for the last half a mile or so. I've been able to navigate by following this this basically cairns every kind of 100 yards or so along the path. That's been really useful in this gloomy condition. Right, I've emerged at the foot of this hill out the gloom at Honister Slate Mine. Visitor centre's now shut, so no chance of a cuppa there. I'm guessing this is Honister Pass coming up there, and then round the visitor centre, and then heading onwards and upwards that way. Honister Pass, notorious for being one of the steepest ones in the Lake District, I think. Look at that, we've actually got some sunshine lighting up the other side of the valley. I'm guessing that's Borrowdale over that way, but yeah, looks absolutely bright. Well, I'm not sure what that is. I really never have seen a zebra in Cumbria before. Very strange. Right, well that's it. That's a wrap for the day. Bloody hell, I'm ruined. Gotta be honest, just enjoying a cheese board. Really no mates. Sat eating in the restaurant on my own. Used to that. Very quick recap. Tonight, I'm absolutely knackered, and a load of wet clothes to go and deal with upstairs. Weather was pretty brutal. Route was pretty brutal. Looking at the stats for the day, all in it was about 30 kilometres, but only tells half the story really. It was absolutely stair rods when I set off this morning. My feet were wet in the first 10 minutes, which made life difficult. There was a very steep ascent. I need to look up what the name of that mountain was, and it was very, very cloudy, foggy, whatever, on the top, and it was a little bit nerve-wracking, to be honest. And then it was a very steep descent, which does the knees no favour at all. My feet, I'm only wearing kind of trail running shoes, so it's not like a big heavy pair of walking boots, and a lot of the ground cover today was on very rocky terrain, so you know, my feet are going to be sore. I think vista wise, maybe got something on the way there, but I'm hoping we've got away with that. Obviously walking around in wet socks isn't ideal from that perspective. Anyway, I'm going to finish my cheese board and that little drop of wine, and then I'm straight to bed because I am done. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow.